All right, welcome to the Tone Jerks podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gower, and with me today, we're on location. Special guest, friend of mine, friend of yours. Returning guest.
Sort of.
3.0. We did one together. I know we did. And released it. We recorded a second one, and I don't remember what topics we did because I accidentally deleted that episode. So we're doing it again.
I was like the longer one, too.
Yeah, we got into it, and then I was like, cool. I'm like, what is this file? I don't know. I deleted it. It's stupid. So now I brought two cameras. I'm backing everything up. Got the belt, suspenders, everything. So this one's, say your prayers.
Surrounded.
Whatever you got to do, it's going to come out. But I got Mr. Sean Tolley.
Hello.
From Clarity Recordings studio here in San Diego. And many a band and a project here around town. You've been touring, you've been doing a lot of shit. I can't remember the last time. Maybe it was, I think, on at least 4 years ago we were touch base.
Sounds about right.
So I know you're doing a lot of the same stuff, but you're doing more. And since then, you had a little boy. You've been busy.
I'm a dad.
Yep.
It's crazy.
You're dad rockers now.
Yeah, my dad jokes finally make sense.
You're like, all right, I earned it now. But I guess maybe we can catch up on the past couple years. How you been? What's new? What's shaking?
I mean, pretty much nonstop recording. Just tons of projects. I think we crossed the at Clarity specifically. We crossed like the 600 song mark.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Which is like, trying to make sense of that internally. I'm like, how many?
Yeah. And then, you've been dialing in your spot here. It's not to disparage because so many things come out of home studios nowadays. You really dial it in. It's like you got, not many people can do it. A spot to do drums. And able to record them and actually, live drums. We're not just like, oh, here, bring an electronic kit or whatever.
Yeah, occasionally you still get someone who sends in something for mixing that is just an electronic kit, right?
Yeah, or it's like, I'm going to make this all
all the cymbals sound like the exact same hit, and you're like, cool.
Yeah. Although, to say it's like a lot of those plugins and stuff like that, I'm a huge fan of the Easy Drummer stuff. I'm like, some of it, I'm like,
dude, they sound great.
Yeah. My drummer Brian, he's like, listen to it, he's like, damn. Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
It's like, because I could say drums are hard. Drums are hard to learn. Imagine like you learn that skill and it's like, yeah, here's a robot doing it now.
Yeah, dude, it's, I remember the first time I grabbed, because you're programming, when you're younger, you're programming drums and like, I don't know, Fruity Loops or Reason or whatever. And they're like samples you stole from someone's song. It's like, this is how, hip hop was made in the 90s or something.
Yeah.
Where like everybody's doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the first second that they released, even Easy Drummer 1, like they weren't like super multi-velocity or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like just the amount of stuff available to you at that point, it was just like, wow, this is gonna piss off a lot of drummers.
Yeah. Well, I know I've seen videos and I'm like, it doesn't, it like for me, it's like cool stuff. I'll never use it. It's like learning MIDI for like bass and guitar. Like that's a thing nowadays. To me, I'm like, it would be so much easier to just play the bass.
The guitar one I won't use.
Uh-huh.
The bass one I have used as like a quick demo when I'm like, I just don't feel like plugging in like 3 different things. Like even because my setup here, everything's always ready to go.
Yeah.
But even then I'm like, I don't want to go get that cable.
Yeah.
that one cable. I don't want to grab a bass off the wall and that one cable.
Mm-hmm.
MIDI bass.
Well, yeah, I guess. And I'm not the fastest with like writing MIDI and everything like that. Like I have like a little keyboard thing that I'm like, you can plug up USB. I'm like, I don't even want to be bothered. Fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah.
But no, I'm right there with you. Just like this last week, I was recording a quick like snippet of a song. It'll actually be on the next episode coming out. did a demo for just like the podcast, but for a pedal that, I mean, he's already kind of teased it. So Copper Sound Alex doing a new version of the Foxcatcher. We'll hear about that next week. And actually used it on guitar and bass. And I had, because actually they've voiced it to where actually just different options. He was mentioning, bass. I'm like, all right, let me try it out. I do like a distorted bass or an overdriven bass.
I'm into that.
Big deal. I like that. And so I used, you go to amp 8030. That's a good like edge of breakup deal. Pushing another like, blues. Blues breaker, pushing that. You can't go wrong with that. And it's like, cool. My setup, I'm not doing any like live speakers. It's all big fan of the 2 notes torpedo stuff.
I love it.
Just throw IRs in there. I'm like the cabs and shit that they have on there. It's like, fine. I don't want to fuck with it. I dump an IR. I like that. Cool. And then
I kind of bounce back and forth between the Kemper and the 2 note stuff at this point.
Because the Kemper, you're profiling amps that you have, or you can buy them as well, right?
Yeah, and I mean the good thing about doing it with amps that you already own is like, rather than if someone's letting you borrow an amp or whatever.
Yeah.
The good thing about doing it with amps you already own is you have the freedom to take as long as you want to dial that profile in.
Yeah.
And I'll record a bunch of guitar stems, slap it on like some random production like with a beat behind it or something, just to kind of feel how it sounds.
Yeah.
And then I'll go do the Kemper profile, and I'll be like, okay, what did we do wrong here?
Okay, yeah.
So like I'll kind of dial in what's going on, and it's weird, man. Like no matter how many times you do it, like the profiling is never 100% foolproof. There's always something different, whether it's like the tiniest phasing thing. Because I'm doing for all my profiles. A lot of people don't do this. I do a sum of like anywhere from 2 to 4 mics.
Okay.
For all my profiles. And then I've summed them in Pro Tools and I feed them back out.
Yeah. I never got that adventurous when miking. It was always like, okay, I found a 57 that works. And then it was the Behringer, was it the 121? Whatever their version of a 57 is. I found that. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a little bit different voiced. I'm like, yeah, it's still dynamic. And then I'm like, yeah, I've recorded and got into that. But once I like got into like these like load boxes and IRs and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this, because I'm like, I'm not doing it in a bedroom. That's where I don't have like a studio or space to do miking.
Right.
So I'm like, yep, those days are like, until I ever get back into it. I never learned like multiple mics or even just different microphones. I know like not even it's a dynamic, and was it the ribbon mics are like a very popular.
I've got a decent selection of those now.
And then I'm like, I know that this is a thing. I don't know anything about it, but like phase or whatever. And I'm like, damn, you know what? One mic was all I could do.
It's definitely a thing. I feel like maybe I shouldn't touch that comment right now.
Maybe we'll get more into it, because I do want to pick your brain about like because mixing other people's tracks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because that's something you do also here at your studio. But like I said, we're gonna get into that a little bit. Like, cool. Yeah, you guys fucked that up. So, but yeah, big on the 2 note stuff, and over the past week or so, weekend. One thing I have these at my disposal, and I haven't really done it until I recorded this track, is I have a 100-watt bass amp tube. So the V4BH, those guys.
Yep,
love it. I had it for a while, sold it, stupid, and then ended up getting it again because and paying more money for it, getting it again.
Classic.
So I love it. It's a great amp. Not really giggable in a punk band, I would say. I probably could now. Adam doesn't play as loud. Like I played.
Oh, you don't think it's loud enough?
No, because it wasn't even like in a stage. I remember playing the Moreau, had a 610 with that head. You couldn't hear the bass really. Kyle was like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, it's on 9.
That's crazy.
And then Adam, he had like 120-watt Carvin or whatever. And that was back in the day, liked it loud. And nowadays we're more everything's quieter. Everything's on in-ears, everything. Even if we play live amps, it's like way down.
I know, yeah. We when my main band currently, we switched to ears, and I think I walked by the room while they were jamming, and all you hear is drums.
Yeah.
And you're like, what's going on here?
Are you still doing live amps with the in-ears? Or
yeah, so we're
or like at practice still?
Yeah. No, live too.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're running everything through 2Notes Capture X's.
Yeah. Those
so you get full control, over what should be theoretically 95% of your sound with cab selection.
Mm-hmm.
And then because there's an attenuator on it, you can kind of get your tone without blowing out the room, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a shift. It's interesting.
Yeah, no, it's great. Also, just hear yourself. I could say, drummers, like, they're not hitting as hard as they like Brian doesn't hit nearly as hard as he because he doesn't have to. You can hear everything. Because when you play in a room where it's just like you have the PA and all you can hear is the vocals through it barely, like, I'm like, okay, I hope I'm singing right. And then, but now you can actually hear it, which is all good. But you hear the mistakes too. I'm like, oh, I definitely didn't step into that verse the right way.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like vocals too. Like you start to realize what you were doing and what you were not doing very quickly.
Yeah. But yeah, the Capture X, that's what I have for recording. So I use that for the V4BH. So I've been running guitar heads through it. And it's fine because that's kind of like we recorded the Just In Case album that way. And then, but I've like never recorded bass because I'm like, oh, just go. I use my Fractal. I'm like, fuck it. I have a setting on there. It's fine. It's been good. Fine. And I was like, well, let me just try this. It's here. And then, god damn, it's awesome. Like, I can't tell if there's a huge, like if it's like placebo. It has to be a real thing. That it's just having a tube head, and yes, it is brought to a digital medium. Even when you put a mic on it, it's being ones and zeros to your computer and shit like that. And having like the real tube bass amp, and I'm like, it's warm. Like I'm like I love it,
dude. I love my Kemper. I love my Kemper.
Yeah.
There's still something that amps do.
Yeah.
And then, I mean that's why I still continue to collect amps like crazy.
Yeah, collect them, use them, and then for convenience, like I totally am, I dig it. Like my Dark Glass is my main driver for live, and I'm like, I don't care what amp I have. If there's one provided, cool. One we could backline, cool. Or if I bring one, it's always like the little like orange little fart box. It's loud enough, it's fine, but it's all my sounds coming out of the Dark Glass, and I have the IR.
Yeah,
like I'm a huge I like own Hammer stuff, but my favorite is just the ML Sound Labs. I have like almost all of them because I'm like they're all fucking great. There's one that stinks, but that's it. Like honestly, they're all fucking rad. One stinks, but the rest are good. It was like that. Oh, I think it's their Greenback Marshall. It's just like none of it is good. And I don't know if it's just I don't have good settings on my amp, but
that
whatever.
would be like my favorite cab.
IRL,
so
they're
like
awesome.
I would hope.
Like, well, yeah. And then, but anyways, they have a bass one, and I was like, oh, let me try this, and it just like blew my hair back. Of like, okay, a tube amp peg through the load box because it's like a 150 watt, is what it can handle. I'm like 100 watts, no problem. And wow, I'm like, this is just like it's just a barrier to entry for me. Is like none of my shit is set up. I have it on one of those baker's racks. It looks nice.
Those are great.
None of it's hooked up, so I got to get back there. I gotta, spaghetti. I gotta do all this, and I'm like, cables. I have USBs, and I gotta plug in. I'm like, just like. I wanted to record the thing, but I'm back there.
No crazy amp switcher.
I want one.
Like a DI plug. Dude,
that's the next thing. I was like, because you got to have one here, right? You get at least like
amp switcher. No, actually, I don't.
Yeah.
Usually if we're going to go with amps.
Yeah.
Again, we're probably going 2Notes. Occasionally I have a band that really insists on using a cab, and it's almost like that. Like, I got to go plug in 4 more mics. I already,
Yeah.
How many mics are on your drum kit? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Make me work for this.
Yeah. You're like, I got to switch to hourly.
Right. I know. It's like, usually if we're going to go that route and we're going to use amps instead of the Kemper, or, if say we have a reamp day or something, we just pick 2 or 3 amps. They're in the room. Swapping out speaker cables is easy. It's the other end of it where if they want to sample everything in the studio, then I'm like, what?
Yeah. Let's try this and this and this. Well, I'm sure like, you know, people can come in. Oh, I've never tried that. Let's do it. And you're like, all right, I own the thing, and I guess it'd be nice to use it, but damn.
It's one of those like, you know,
it's like the one that's the hardest to get. It's like, can you grab that PV?
Yeah,
like, of course. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, usually if it's like if it's an amp that I have something else that does it very similar, I'm like, there's something wrong with that one. Can't use it. But legitimately there is with that one, but you know.
Yeah.
The I got that off of one of the bands I was tracking here, and it's got like a weird like splatty input noise going on. So either there's something going on in the preamp path, or you know, preamp tubes are getting ready to go. I don't know what's going on, but like I'm not full of it. It actually, there is something wrong with the 5150 for anyone listening to this that has wanted to use that amp.
But yeah, I mean, that's like a thing too. It's like, oh, it's on the to-do list. And then,
oh, dude,
it's like, oh, it's a gift / curse. You're like, oh, I have a bunch of amps, but when it comes time to like repair them, I am not comfortable doing that yet. I would love to, but I'm just taking my shit over to Top Gear. Over there in La Mesa, and like there was like a day I dropped 3 amps off. He's like, damn. And I'm like, fix them. Thanks, man. Thanks, Tim.
Dude, I love Top Gear. I really wish the turnaround was better.
You can catch a good one when they want to get stuff out of there within a week.
Well,
and then during pandemic, things took a while, and I knew that, but they're good.
I mean, you're not playing live, so
yeah. So it's like, he's like, what are you gonna do?
Go home, plug them all in at once.
Yeah. So I don't really know anywhere else to take amps. I know there's a couple other spots, but that's been just a go-to. And I'm like, all right. Guitars, I've been doing a lot more stuff on my own, but I definitely like Repair Zone over at Claremont. So
I just got a Mose.
Okay. Yeah.
Mose does pretty much anything I can't do here. Yeah. Like, you know, if it's a setup or whatever, basic truss rod stuff, like whatever.
Yeah, that I've been.
If it's soldering, like I can solder things, like I can, you know, follow point to point and get the signal path nice, but I just don't want to do it. I'm lazy.
Yeah,
I've got other stuff that I would prefer to be doing.
Yeah, and then, but with amps, that's one thing. It's just like, it's nice taking them in, but I'm kind of at a point I've probably got to take, Rock Reverb and 8030 in. I've never really had those looked at.
What's wrong with them?
They're fine. Rock Reverb, like, actually, they're both like fine. I think if I start playing live again and really cooking them, I'm sure like something will come up. But I'm like, again, I have another amp I could use. Right. So that's a thing too. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that eventually. And that's the same thing too. It's like the V4B, like that's great. But if I ever wanted to play it live, I probably could get more power. And then the thing is, why would I play it live? I have like the little orange. It's 500 watts, but it's like the size of, like a Nintendo Wii. I'm like, they're great.
Oh,
who cares? It's like I have the little bass thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
those are killer.
It's great. Yeah, it's great. So, anyways, but yeah, for recording that bass, I'm like, okay, that was just like a level up thing that I never thought would actually make a difference. A lot of times, I know you and I, you think differently. Like to me, I'm like, bass is important. The sound of it. But a lot of people are just like,
yep,
fucking cares. Plug it in DI. I don't even care. Like if you use a DI box, plug it into the Focusrite. I don't give a shit.
Dude.
To me, I'm like, yeah, I give a shit about the tone and how everything is.
I get so much bass that is just, they plugged it in. They either didn't turn it up enough or they cranked it and it's clipping the whole time.
Yeah, shit.
And they're like, yeah, I really like the distortions coming out of that.
That's clipping, not distortion.
I just literally one of those moments where I just dissociate and like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
So about that MIDI bass.
It's just you just in a black room. But yeah, then you just plug it in, type in a MIDI bass, and you're like, damn, the guy's like, damn, I'm on it. You sure are, pal.
I did it once. We won't name any names.
Yeah.
But their bass sounded great.
Yeah. But for me, I'm like, like my bass tone and stuff like that. And that's one thing I'm like, I've, as a bass player for just in case, I'm like, oh, I really like finally like dialed in my bass. It sucks because it's boring now, but I'm like, I reached what I had to. There's nothing else I would change on my bass board. I have 3 pedals. And then it's like, people are like, oh, your bass sounds great. What is it? And I'm like, well, it's one of the most expensive compressors you can get. It's one of the most expensive preamp pedals, DIs you can get, and one of the most expensive tuners that you can get.
Well, now I need to know what they are.
It's the GLX Shure wireless tuner.
Okay.
So when I need to do my story of the year backflips, when I'm playing the or like
still doing that, huh?
Till 2. Yeah.
Till 2.
Yeah. Just yeah, the one where it's like the stage is the size of like a bottle cap.
Yeah.
And then, but it's cool to have a wireless when you're doing it every once in a while. But it's also just, it's great that it functions just as a plug-in.
Right.
That, to me, I'm like, when they came with the V2, I'm like, oh my God, it's so good. I'm like, kind of like, why didn't you do that in the first place? But, so there's that one. And then I got the, Cali 76 bass compressor.
Fancy boy.
And, because I'm like, well, that's got to be, and then it does.
Oh, it sounds great.
It does make a difference. And it's more of like, sound-wise, and this sounds like a fucking douchebag. I get it. But it's more of a feel thing. I can feel it.
There's a reason that thing's been around as long as it has.
It's not like just a douchebag, but it's true. And then it's the Dark Glass B7K V2.
Nice.
Then that one has like the IR loaders and stuff like that on it.
Yeah. I have that one and the Alpha Omega Ultra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, big fan of those. And then people are like, oh, well, fuck. That's not you don't have to get it. And the thing is too, it's like I've done like just my own experiments at band practice. I'm like, oh, let me see if they notice. They do. Like, I'm like, oh, I have like MXR bass comp.
What are you doing differently today?
Like just, just not that the tuner makes a difference, but just Boss tuner, the MXR bass compressor, little mini John.
It could have a different buffer in it. You don't know.
And then the Sansam, which is a solid
still
staple. Great. It's like your 57s of like your bass
right.
DIs. And then it sounds good, but not like my other sound.
It's weird when you like hit that pinnacle and you're like, what would get me to the next level?
And then it's like nothing. And it's like, it's fine. And then it's also like, I am never one to like, I'm going to put chorus on bass. No. I'm going to put delay on bass. No.
You got to be in a specific kind of band for that.
Yeah. And it's just like for a pop punk band, it's not gonna do it. And I'm like, I'm done. And it's kind of like, oh, well, I guess the next thing I don't need it because there's always like things that you're like, I'm like, I'm done with gear. Yeah. If a hot deal for a Stingray came by my feed, I can't, I was like, I gotta get it. Like if I found one for a G, I'm like, all right, I gotta get it.
That is how I wound up with the Stingray.
That's never gonna happen. Well, because Sean's on the same forums I am. He's like, guess what, Brian? I got another one. Damn it.
No comment.
Yeah. Because to me, I'm like, I don't need one, but it would be cool. I'm just like, that happens to be like, a big fan of all the pop punk bands growing up and MXPX. And I'm like, well, I gotta have a Stingray. It would be cool, like my career. No, it won't be. But I'll in my head, I'm like, that's what's gonna get me to the cool level.
You gonna do a backflip with the Stingray?
Yes, no. I play a show, and I'm like, I've talked about it on. Like, I rolled my ankle on a hike months ago. It still just sucks.
And
then so I play shows, and I have like an ankle like wrap on my thing.
Back to dad moments.
But I'm still up there, moving and shaking, doing what I got to. And it's like, for, bigger fella, I'm still up there moving around more than some of these smaller guys. And I'm like, I have fun. Gotta have fun up there. Get my steps in. But, anyways, it's like, I don't know how we got that. Oh, the bass. Yeah. It's like, you could do your DI and like, say even just like my DI for recording for the longest has been a Fractal. I'm like, that's not fucking cheap either.
No.
But it just to go from like, an analog tube amp into like, the cab IR loader. I'm like, this makes a huge difference. And that was a huge step up from like us for Just In Case doing guitar. Cause we did, roll with the punches all with Fractal. So we dialed in, a JCM 800.
Yeah.
Dialed in a Mesa Boogie for Adam's sound. And we used the same ML Soundlabs IRs and stuff like that. But when we got to do Denial this last time, it's like, well, I know Adam's very big, just analog guy. He's never, you give him dial in your sound with a computer, that's going to piss him off.
Right.
No.
That's funny.
I mean, not literally, but he's like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't think
I got my amp for a reason.
Well, I think he doesn't even have a computer. So it's like he has like one of those atomic pedals, but every time we need to dial it or change it in, he brings it over to my house and we do it. Which is like fine. I that'd be a great way to be if I didn't have if I could not have this goddamn phone, I would love it, but I can't. If I could have a dumb phone, now that would be primo, but I can't.
I don't even know how to compute that.
Yeah, just like
it just doesn't.
Yeah, I'm on here more than I want to be.
It's such a part of our lives at this point. And
then just like even just ideas and notes and stuff like that I even have just for the podcast, I jot them down here. I'm not super organized. Like you sent me like your schedule, like a calendar. I'm like, what? That's a good idea, but I don't have that. We even talked with Alex from Copper Sound. He's like, well, can you send me a calendar with dates? I'm like, what? So I'm like, yeah, your recording dates. And I'm like,
I remember when I like made this shift to like keeping everything in a calendar and like being very like clear about the way that I wanted my weeks to go and stuff like that. And I was just like, why didn't I do this like a long time ago? This is like very adult shit.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I can actually organize all this crap. But anyways, it just once we went to go do Denial, it was Adam used his amp, was an F50 Mesa, solid. That's been his dream amp for years. He has it now, and then he was like, "Well, I really want to use it." And I'm like, "Well, perfect. We just use the 2 notes captor, and then dump an IR that you liked from the last time, and that was it." He was able to tweak it and dial it in, and then if he needed to like do more kind of not necessarily EQ, but change it a little bit, he used his own pedals. He's got like a couple he likes. I'm like, that's your sound.
I mean, the good thing about the amp, even with the IR loader, it's like how they're going to respond to that.
Yeah.
So sometimes on a Kemper or a Fractal or whatever.
Yeah, and
they don't really respond the same way.
Yeah, and if you're going to use a pedal in front of it too, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes they do. I haven't figured out what makes them do that. Like, I haven't figured out, why is the Kemper like this dirt pedal versus this one? Like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah. And then something with that, like, not that he like played better or whatever, but he got his sound, he dialed it in. And to me, I'm like, well, this does sound different. And a lot of all the other things were like part of that. Like, we did record in a different studio, sending it to, Ben Moore to mix and all that shit like that, and some other dude to master it.
Right.
And a lot of money later, it sounded great. But I want to say, like, guitar wise and stuff like that, like, it had a little bit different weight to it. And I don't know if it could be using the amps versus all of the Fractal. Fractal's not bad. Helix ain't bad, but using an amp with like in conjuncture with like your 2 notes and stuff like that, that seems like the best way to go.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, there's still a way to take, if you took the time to really like analyze the frequency response, you could probably find what's missing and tailor your Fractal to get closer.
Yeah, I know rolling off some highs and shit. I'm like, I'm not gonna do all that.
There's a lot of fizz that comes out of those. I don't know why. I don't know what somewhere it's almost like the digital signal is so much more pristine.
Yeah.
That it retains all the stuff you don't want as well as the stuff you would want.
Well, then that, and then I would say I've noticed like low end for bass, you can get a lot more of that out of some like digital stuff, like out of Fractal. And I'm like, it could be just maybe more powerful EQ or just how I have.
Yeah. I mean, they're also just a little, they seem like they're a little muddy at times. Mm-hmm. Again, I think it's that analog response thing.
Yeah.
Well, where like, there's something in the signal path of your V4 that's doing like what it's designed to do.
Yeah.
And then the profile that you get of that on a Kemper or the model you get of that on a Fractal it's what they capture, and it's not designed to make whatever's going into it sound a certain way. It just copies whatever you had at that moment.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know how the algorithms and all that stuff work.
Yeah.
I don't, I'm not that guy. I might have been when I was younger, but now I'm just kind of like, does it work?
Yeah. Does it?
Does it do the thing?
Yeah.
So like, I can't tell you the science behind it and like why it's not responding the same way. But like, I feel like in isolated instances, if you took like this one DI that you got through the fractal that you love.
Yeah.
And it was the same bass.
Yeah.
And you compared that to the V4, like you could probably get it close. You could find a way to push it.
Yeah, I'm sure if you tweak, and then sometimes with the V4, a lot of times my go-to with amps is everything straight up, and then I'll tweak maybe. But if I can kind of get it, I know there was a video I saw Rhett show and I thought was pretty cool. It's like how he kind of finds like how to set different amps. It's like I can't remember, like he tweaks each like mid bass treble.
Was it like by brand?
No, he kind of just did it like general. I can't remember what amp he used. Maybe it was like a Victory or whatever. It's like he kind of, once you hear it, kind of the spectrum or like the knob, once you hear it more open up, he's like, leave it. And then you move on to the next one.
Interesting.
Open up, leave it. Open up. And then that's how he just set the amp and let it just kind of do its thing instead of like, I need it to cater to this sound. I'm like, that's cool, but I'm just going to do everything in the middle. And then, and if it sounds good, cool. Then that's it.
I know like oranges and stuff like gain stages, like there's like the 80-30 for instance, like if you're on the, do you have a twin channel or you have the single?
I have the single channel where it has like the two inputs, high and low or whatever.
Does the high engage a rectifier or is it like only channel 1 or channel 2 of the 80-30?
It's just channel 1 and channel 2.
But I'm like, is it, oh, so it does have both channels. It just doesn't have
I believe so. You know what? I could be talking out of my ass.
I've never looked into the single channel one. Is there a rectifier in it? Do you know that?
There should be. It should be two rectifier in those.
Okay, so the rectifier
solid state, I believe, in the rock reverb.
I'm
pretty sure. I could be again talking.
This is a rabbit hole that I will go down later because I love orange.
Yeah, I mean, there is. People say there's differences between your twin channel and the single channel. Well, what they are, I don't know. To me, I'm like, I guess I could lie and say. I mean, I was lying. My go-to for the 80-30 is more mids, please. I have I have mids. Like I have I think
almost dimed.
Pretty much, yeah. And then I have I feel like bass and treble just up the middle there, and then depending on what I'm doing, like I said, it's a great amp just kind of on its own. It has a really great gain, and then but it is a good edge of breakup if you're going for that like AC like 15 AC30 sound. And to me, I'm like, we're both like AC 80-30. I think I have you to blame. That was at the practice studio. I was like, hey, my amp's fucked. Can I use yours? You said fine. And I tried, I'm like, damn, this is cool. And then I ended up like searching for my own. I got the combo, and then I ended up just going from there. And then, so I got the head version, and I love it. That's probably that and the 80-15 are some of my favorite amps.
I remember, so before I got that, I was using almost exclusively. Well, I went for my Marshall, and then classic Marshall. You blow the transformer. What are you gonna do now? Mm-hmm. Like every 900 ever has a transformer issue. Yeah. I switched to the Vox. I bought that thing.
Yeah.
Just because I like the sound of a Vox in general.
It's listeners. It's a Vox, the Night Train 50. So that's like one of like the first like lunchbox deals.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot. There was like some THD or something, like the Pico valve or whatever.
Yeah,
they made like a weird 15-watt thing.
The Transatlantic Mesa came out after that, kind of that was biting that style.
This is like 2010 or 11.
I thought it was earlier than that, but
it might have been out before that. That's when I got it.
Oh yeah, but either way, I'm like, it's cool, smaller amp. It's actually that one still heavy.
Yeah, it's weird.
Heavy bike.
So I love that thing. It came with EL34Bs.
Oh, 34's in there. Yeah. Okay, 50 watts. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 50. I don't know what the B does.
Yeah, I was about to.
On those, there's something. It's not 50 watts. It doesn't feel like it's 50 watts. I don't know what the deal is, but I loved it. It just wasn't 100% getting what I felt like my tone was.
Yeah.
And then around the same time, I don't know if you remember. This is like early. I'm probably dating myself here, but Jack's Broken Heart.
Sounds
the
familiar.
name maybe familiar.
Yeah.
Like Jack's Broken Heart, Spare Change, all the early 2000s.
Spare Change is more familiar. I want to think. Is it the Pistolita guys?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
this is San Diego.
This is another rabbit hole. So Bill from Jack's Broken Heart, had an original orange OR 120 growing up.
Yeah.
And I recorded. This is like, early. This is like 2001, 2002. I recorded at Kyle Thompson and Bill's home studio.
Yeah.
This is in like Eucalyptus Hills.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 2003 fires came and burned down that studio.
Fucking A. That sucks.
Yeah, it was terrible. Sorry, Bill. I don't know if you hear this, but yeah, I still think about that orange a lot.
Yeah. Well, and then those OR sounds are a whole different, like...
Yeah, no.
But just like getting into like the orange. Yeah.
Yeah. They're different than the 8030 by far. But so after playing that thing, I was in like, we were recording with Kyle. This is like a year after that. We were recording with Kyle and the orange was in his studio because Bill had been jamming there. And it's this like old abandoned church sandwiched between like two very questionable hotels or motels.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that place at all or if that might be a couple years before your time. I cranked it. I dimed this orange.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, just turn everything up. I'm like, okay. This feels like it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
And he's like, just trust me. I'm like, okay. And he's like, stand back. I'm like, okay. And from that moment on, I was like obsessed with orange.
Yeah.
But they hadn't really started mass producing them again. They were still really there was a couple models starting to like show up, but they weren't popular.
Yeah, wasn't it like could be wrong. Was it like Marshall was the one who like produced some of the ORs in the 90s or
there was like a reissue. I don't know who actually made them or helped out with production.
But
it was like they came back with like I think it was actually Oasis that like made them popular again for a minute in the 90s.
And it was like or 80s and shit like that.
Yeah, or 80s, and there was like a weird there was a really weird one. What the hell was the name of it? I literally just looked this up last week, so I should know, but whatever. Anyway, so it was like a specially voiced one that Oasis and apparently Smashing Pumpkins were like, I love this amp.
Yeah. Okay.
So those are sought after. I don't remember what version it was, but I think it's an OR 120 something.
Yeah. I'll be honest. Like I kind of always thought they were like, what are these? Are these toys?
Yeah.
For the longest time, because my first like time seeing orange was like 2005, 2006, something like that. When I first got like my Mesa cab. I got a Mesa cab because I had a dual rectifier with a 1960. Those are great cabs, but to me, I'm like, Mesa with a Mesa. That's what I wanted. I was, 17. Of course, that's what I had to play.
Punk kids, man. Yeah. Like it's like Mesa rectifier is like the holy grail.
Yeah, that's the one. It's like Newfound Glory, MX PX, Blink, everybody like who was anybody. It's like that's it. And
the Mesa, yeah.
And so I found a Mesa, great deal. It was like traditional cabs, so not the oversized deals, and it had that guy, but did not look that nice as yours. So to the viewer, check this out. It was, imagine all the leather ripped off, holes and ripped through the grill, and then
I'm trying to picture this because I know I've seen you play with it.
Yeah, and then the whole back, like all the leather ripped off. So the guy was like vegan, so bought a Mesa cab, ripped the leather off.
Whoa.
Well, the cow's dead already.
Yeah, that might be a little much.
So it's almost like more disrespectful. Have some respect for the dead.
Yeah, man. Come on.
But anyways, he was, I get it, more power to you. And then, so he was, in his band, he was going on tour. It might have been Warped Tour or something. I don't remember the band. But he said like, I used to play Mesa. And it was like, triple rectifiers and da-da-da. But I recently just got into orange. So I think he had orange Rocker 30. So it's a 1x12 combo. That's all he had. And he's like, yeah, this is all I'm doing now. And then it's a really great sound. So me as a kid, I was like, what a bozo.
Dude.
Bozo. I was like to Kyle, I'm like, this idiot, take
all his gear.
Take the money and run.
Whatever he has.
And it was like $300, and it was Kyle and I just, it was like some church he used to record or like practice in. And so we up to the stairwell or whatever and just threw it into my truck. I'm like, let's get out of here.
This is the cab.
And I'm like, I felt like I got it for a steal. He was like, get this thing out of here. Because he was like a 1x12. Because he was an adult. I was a child.
Yeah.
And then, because to me, 1x12s all day. That's all you really need. Really. 30 watts.
Theoretically.
All you really need. Really.
I don't think I could show up to a gig without a 2x12 minimum.
Yeah, no, I've gigged towards the end of playing. It was the AD15. So 15 watts, 1x12. Primo. And that's something about anyway, so it was like, to me, I'm like, that was my first like introduction to Orange. And then I remember seeing some bands I was never, like, they're in the same genre. It was like Under Oath and stuff like that. I'm like, what the fuck is these amps? And until like, I honestly never played one until years at the studio. I was like, oh, I'm the bozo. And so now I'm like, huge Orange fan. The rest is history. Is like my favorite amp, like I said, it's like the 80 series. So like the 8015, 8030, those are tied between, to me, it's like an AC15 more
right,
like more for rockers. I can't say it better. It sounds stupid, but yeah.
The EL84 thing is like, it does exactly what like an AC30 would do.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but I feel like it has just enough. It's not as jangly, I would say, but it has.
It can.
Has more defined bass. Like for when I played an AC30, I remember it just kind of the bass kind of getting like more boomy and farty than it did like chunky.
I think it's one of those things where
these are stupid words that I'm saying, but you make you know what I'm saying. You're
all
like,
the guitar guy sounds,
chunky, boomy, farty. Exactly.
What I said earlier?
Good.
Where's the splat?
Yeah. But yeah, so it was that, and I kind of wanted to pick your brain about this. Have you really experimented a lot with speakers, not just cabinets? I know you got different sizes and shit like that, but like speakers has always escaped me.
They make a huge difference.
I would have fucking assumed so, because all these IRs have like, oh, this has a cream bag, this has this. I'm like, damn, I've never done that in real life. I've just have V30s coming out my ass. That's all I have.
If that's your sound, that's your sound.
And I want to experiment, but it's like everything has V30s.
Right. I know. Yeah. Especially if you keep buying Orange, it's like all the same.
Yeah.
Same speaker.
Which I'm like, a blue would be cool to put in the 8015.
I mean, I'll say this. I'm not the guy who's experimented with swapping speakers out.
I was about to say.
Of a cab that I already know the sound of. Mm-hmm. So like in terms of what they do in a familiar enclosure directly compared to other speakers, I have no idea. Mm-hmm. I have probably one of everything in this room for speaker wise. Like, the Marshall, I think they have the lead 80s in them.
Okay.
Vintage 30s, creambacks, greenbacks, like a custom voice greenback. That
in the Mesa?
Yeah, those are all greenbacks.
Damn, that's sick.
That was a custom cab that Pensive got, and I bought it off them.
Yeah,
when they were like transitioning away from
liquidation sale. I remember seeing a lot of those. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, well, they were just changing away from. They wanted to do 2x12s. They were trying to like downsize the trailer a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then, obviously T75s. This guy.
I was about to say the Avatar cab. I remember you getting that. That was like a custom John that you got. Right?
Yeah. So that's got, it's got the Helitone version of the speakers in it. So the Helitone thing, I'm pretty sure is just a made up brand of, because they're Celestians. They're Helitone Celestians.
Yeah.
But it's got a G12H30, which is like the heritage.
Yeah, okay.
And then it's got a vintage 30.
Okay.
So combination of both of my favorite speakers in one cab. Mm. And they're like aged like 45, 30 something. I don't know. I don't remember what the number is, but there's like some amount of hours they age them.
Yeah.
They're broken in or whatever. Mm-hmm. This thing is terrible. Don't ever
The Ampeg 412.
Dude, it's like the St. Louis music. Like I got this for. Actually, okay. So here's a weird story. I got that cab. I traded that cab to. I traded an amp. So my first ever tube amp that I bought. I was playing out of like a park practice amp.
Yeah.
This is like when we first started playing music.
Yeah.
First ever amp I bought was this JCM 900 up here. It's a 4100, the dual reverb, whatever. Yeah. I bought 2 of them on eBay for $900.
Damn.
Both non-working.
Mm-hmm.
We get them. Dude didn't even plug the tubes into them all the way.
Nice.
So they both work. One of them toasts the transformer almost immediately. Shout out back to the callback of the JCM 900 transformer issue.
Yeah.
This one has personally blown through 3 different transformers, but that's a different story.
I guess I've never had that. I had a JCM 900 for a minute, but it was the 2500, the 50 watt.
I think it's a 4100 issue.
Okay, because it was like it's a Mark III or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's a 100 watt JCM 900 issue. If it's the one that splits between 25 and 50, they're less prone.
Gotcha.
I don't know why. I don't know what the difference is because I run this in 50 watt mode. You can pull 2 tubes and run it in 50 watt mode, or you can there's a switch on the back. You literally just force it to only use half your tubes.
Yeah.
I never run this in 100 watt mode. I think I did when I was like, again, back to the Mesa, like the early days. I was like, I need 100 watts.
I'm playing Soma side stage. I need
100
watts.
You're like, cool, dude, whatever. Ironically, thinking back to, okay, before I jump there, I was in a band. This is like 2001 with my buddy Garrett. I think you know Garrett Eland. Yeah. So Garrett, our drummer, this is all high school. My buddy Paul, who's a bassist and fantastic guitarist, and I'm not sure what he runs his own like home studio and stuff, but
nice.
I'm not sure what he's doing project wise at this point. And Jaime, who's now in Pierce the Veil.
Yeah.
And Jaime didn't have an amp either. We were both just borrowing amps from other people.
Yeah.
I was playing out of a Bogan PA amp.
Yeah.
Like literally like this is not made for guitar. I think I was putting like a Marshall jackhammer pedal through it and I was like, this is the sound.
Yeah. That's what we did with playing for Kyle for when he was guitar. He didn't have an amp. So I'm like, just play through the PA. And we just, he was clean. He never even did distortion.
So this cab, which again is terrible. Jaime had 2 cabs somehow, but no amp. I don't know how that happens. But he's like, dude, I'll trade you. Which one of the cabs do you want? He had this amp, or this cab, which is an Ampeg, and he had a crate. And at the time, everybody was like, crate sucks. I don't want that. Looking back, the crate had actual Celestians in it.
Okay, like the blue Voodoo cab or whatever.
I think they were like Celestian. I don't know. I'd have to go look it up. But they were like vintage voice Celestian. It might even have been early V30s. I don't know. Whatever it was far better than this. Yeah. And I scoffed at the name.
Yeah, because it's great.
At that age, you're just like, no crate. No, never again. That's like everyone's playing like that. What is it? The GX 900 or something had that was like everywhere with a flex wave distortion.
Yeah, I had like my first like true Gigabowl amp guitar wise was like an old crate. It was before that. It was like just crate, but it was like something I could afford when I was like I was just like maybe like part-time job where I worked like 1 day a week or whatever.
They were affordable, dude.
And then I got the whole half stack of Guitar Trader for like maybe $200 or whatever. It was one of those. Well, it sucked.
Still,
but to me, it was a half stack.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was the one you gotta love them with the carpet fuzzy shit on the side. Because why wouldn't you put that on a cab
on the side of the carve-in cabs? Yeah,
exactly.
I love it.
That was like a big '90s thing. It's like
that. This Randall cab over here. Which I'm sure you will get some B-roll of, and you can pan over. There's like bees stenciled inside of it.
Yeah,
that used to be covered in carpet, and whoever owned it before my uncle bought it and then subsequently gave it to me, That was my first cab, again, with the Bogan.
Yeah.
Whoever it was took all the carpet off and stenciled bees on it, which is...
That's not a bad move to take that carpet off.
Yeah, but then you realize that this is, it's a Randall Jaguar cab, which is marketed in the 80s as being like the cab.
And then it's particle board or whatever.
Fucking particle board.
Yeah.
What the hell, dude?
To get the tone out that one. Yeah, I mean, it's like, just getting your first amp and shit like that. Well, it's cool that you still have your first amp.
Yeah.
Essentially. Like,
dude,
there's a lot of things I've like kind of kicking myself that I didn't keep. Like, it's cool, and it's more, it could be however you want to look at it. It's like, oh, Kyle still has his first like amp, his first like, giggable amp, which was that he bought, which was the classic.
Right.
Hell of an amp.
That's
but it's like
crazy that was what he went for.
He doesn't sell anything, which, it could be a hoarder or romantic, whatever you want to, classify it as. That's cool. To me, I'm like,
a little bit of both.
Yeah. To me, I'm like, damn, I wish I had that first Mesa. Talk about it all the time, but I'm like, yeah, that's the one.
That was going to be my next question, actually, if you still had it.
No, it's a Rev. I mean, the cab is gone. I should have kept the cab. If I ever find I would spot it if I found the cab, because because the back was all,
assuming it hasn't been
repainted.
Yeah. Or covered.
Like, it was like, still, I remember every rip in the Tolex or the front grill, unless they took and replaced it. But.
So that happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was playing, somebody was recording at a studio locally.
Yeah.
And they showed a picture of a cab.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey, where are you? What studio is that?
Yeah.
They're like, why? It's like, I think you are in a studio that has a piece of gear. The only piece of gear I have ever sold is in that studio. And I'm just very curious where that is.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be Chad from Skip Check.
Okay. Yeah.
And he bought this random Marshall.
Yeah.
So, this is like 2005, and I'm like, I need to get my first like big boy car. I was driving like an 82 Toyota pickup or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I need to, I have two cabs. Naturally, I'm, for whatever reason, just attached to the crappy Ampeg that sounds amazing with the one amp I have.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, the Marshall, you can find them anywhere, and I'm not really attached to it.
Yeah.
Again, I think something I bought off Pat from Pensive.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, the Ampeg just has some nostalgic feel. So I sold the Marshall, kept the Ampeg with like probably $20 speakers in it.
Yeah.
And didn't think about it. But I immediately was like, I can't believe I sold that. Why would I do that?
Yeah. And that's something to be said. I don't know about, like, there's certain like pieces of gear like now I would regret selling that I'm like, oh, I'll keep. Yeah. I think I don't know if I was texting with you. I have an orange 412. I think I talked about maybe even like stacking it somewhere here.
Yeah, letting it rest somewhere here.
Because right now I'm using it as a table.
Whatever, man. Hey, that's kind of cool.
But just like, like a little side table or whatever. It's like, or if I'm working on a guitar, it's my bench. But to play it and hook it up. The reason I listed it on like Craigslist or whatever, and some dude was like, from Palm Springs, I'll drive over and pick it up right now. He's like, I'm like, it's 11 o'clock at night. No.
And then you didn't sell it.
And then I was like, well, tomorrow. I when I get off work, at 2. You can come by in the afternoon. Let's figure it out. And then before, I went to work, I was like, well, I took photos. It looks fine, but I'm like, what if I'm gonna be the fucking idiot that's like something's blown or a wire doesn't? I'm like, let me just grab another amp that I had listed to sell. Was like, oh, the Rocker. Let me just put this on top and try it. 'Cause what if the Rocker does? And we can find it all out. And I'm like, I hook it up and I just grab, not that's a shit guitar. I'm like, whatever guitar was close. I'm like, what is? Oh, my Les Paul with the P90. I'm like, I'm like, I emailed the guy right away. I'm not selling this anymore.
Yeah, I can't sell this.
I'm not. All I did was like play an open E, and just did a couple like, oh, you do palm moves. I'm like, yeah, deal's off. Sorry. I was honest, and I'm like, I plugged this in, and I can't sell it. It sounds too good. And he's like, damn, I get it, but that sucks. I wanted it, but I understand. But
dude.
Again, and then at the very end, he's just a smiley face. Fuck you, man. No, like, I'm keeping it. I can't. Like, I would rather have this with me than lose it. And I'm not gigging. I don't have a band where I'm playing guitar. Who knows? Like I have that, dream of the Plane One reunion show. I'm like, I'll have that as my backline.
Yeah, that was
with the rocker
last year.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're doing it.
Yeah. And then, or even just like, whatever, one of the orange heads that I have. And I'm like, that's going to be, whatever, play that bad boy again. It sounded too good. Not that I'm ever going to use it. And everybody said like my buddy RJ is like, you're fucking never going to play it. I'm like, it's too good. He's like, I get it. But still, you could have had money. I'm like, I'll find money elsewhere. I'll dance for my dinner somewhere else. I'm like, that I'm keeping. So it's like, it's kind of like to the point now. It's like, am I going to regret selling that? Yeah, you can get orange cabs anywhere, but for that, how it's beat to shit. It's been played. Apparently, it was like the Distillers,
Nice.
not Brody, but the other guitarist. That whatever, I don't know, whatever. That's like the claim to fame. Like, cool. That was their touring. I'm like, well, it's here now. And then they're heavy as shit. Don't have any casters. Love that.
Yeah, there's guys like they take like the Harbor Freight dollies and they just drill. No, but they'll screw them into the bottom of these vintage cabs, and I'm like,
I'm fine with just setting it on top. On top of the.
I don't know if you needed to make that a permanent situation.
Yeah, and then the thing is, same thing too. It's like it's a speaker that I have so many of, V30, but I'm like, it just works. It just sounds good for, rock and punk and shit like that.
Is it a vintage version of the cab, or is it just beat to crap?
No, just beat to crap. Probably from like 2000s. So like mid 2000s ish.
Might be the.
But nowadays, I'm like, well, that's probably like 15 years old or older at this point.
Well, yeah, but it might be. I was just wondering if it was a vintage V30 or the Chinese.
It's got to be. I would assume. I haven't cracked it open.
But that's like a different conversation entirely.
Yeah. And I've heard those are a huge difference too. Like all on my orange is a. Yeah. No, I think everything I have currently is just all the UK V30s.
Right.
One thing too, which is I don't dislike the amp, but it was like a thing. I was like, oh, the Bad Cat that I bought last year, it has a V30 in it. I'm like,
really?
I thought it was supposed to have like their Bad Cat Celestian or whatever. And then I looked at it, like, V30? I have nothing but V30s. I
thought I was getting different.
And I like it. I'm like, this sounds really good. Let's see what speaker. And I look, I'm like, damn it.
That's
V30
hilarious.
again. Not that it's a bad thing to have, but yeah, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Kind of hard to, that you definitely have something you gravitate towards.
And I like them, but I want to try other things. But not that I have a ton of cash at the moment. But who knows? That'll be eventually. The one thing I do want to kind of got off track. I want to dial in just an amp switcher. If I could have all my amps set up and just clicking, I'll definitely use those more than, let's say, a fractal deal.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like it, but hey. And then for you, that would be something would be pretty sweet. Having, maybe not all of them, but having like 5 or 6 ready to go that you just click through.
I've definitely thought about it. The problem is that, power in here, this is going to sound really snooty, but the power in here sounds different than the power in there. And I can't tell you what it is. Or, it's probably just, there's so many circuits on this stuff and, whatever.
Some of these like older, I mean, not older, but San Diego homes, like the 60s wiring and shit like that or whatever that you have.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, I think it's like 89 or something. It's not, this, I'm older than this house, which is messed up.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I don't know what it is about, I want, when you're dealing with like recording, you want consistency of power.
Yeah.
If there's a ground hum, you want it to be the same damn ground hum. So that way, if you are running a gate or you're running like some sort of like, like I know Cleve Grand makes like an isolation thing that just finds the frequency of the ground hum and then runs like 4 or 5. I don't know what the specifics are, but it finds the sound of that hum.
Yeah.
Specifically and takes that up, which is crazy.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. So it's like you have more control.
Even if
you can't eliminate it.
Yeah, you want it to be predictable. That way, like, sometimes, and this is weird because, like, in modern age, you're trying to take everything out of every recording, right?
Yeah.
You're trying to get the cleanest sound possible.
Mm-hmm.
Then you slap on like your AirPods and you go listen to an album you love and realize there's hum all over the place.
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah. And then I never noticed it until Kyle mentioned it. It was like that Taking Back Sunday. Is it not? Is Tell All Your Friends?
Are you talking about the high frequency?
That whole
dude, the whole record.
The whole record. I'm like, now, not that it's unlistenable, but it's also like, he's like, yeah, it pisses me off. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I put it on, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I listened to that forever until like, since I was a kid, until he told me, I'm like, you fucking ruined it for me.
Dude. So that's one thing, you know, being an engineer. If any of you out there want to be an engineer, I don't.
Yeah.
If you like music and you want to continue to like music, do not be an engineer, or at the very least, don't be an engineer that a lot of people want to work with, because the more songs you get under your belt, the more you dislike music.
Well, I was about to say, are you, I guess, like,
not dislike music.
Yeah.
That's probably.
Do you listen to a lot of music just in your time? Or are you kind of more like more silence or audiobooks, podcasts, something like that?
I had a period of like 3 or 4 years where I listened to nothing.
Gotcha.
Like I was just so overwhelmed that I stopped listening to music entirely. Because, you know, I went from working like, you know, graphic design website jobs to, once I started doing the studio seriously, people are like, dude, I want to work with you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't have time to listen to music now. Or I'm listening to so much music in the studio that it's like,
you get fatigue. You're
it's not even fatigue. It's just like, dude, I've been listening to music all day. I just don't want to listen to music right now. I don't have the desire.
Yeah.
But like when you're not working an audio job, it's all you want to do.
Yeah.
You're like, I have this list of, you know, 25 albums I've yet to listen to. I'm going to go crunch through these while I, you know, work on some code or something.
Yeah. When I was strictly just a warehouse job and not like management or like not a guy that people went to, it's like just moving boxes, unloading shit, just AirPod, just music.
Nonstop.
All day.
Yeah.
It's awesome. But it's like, because I'm not involved in it, you know? And then it was a buddy, you know, friend of ours. We all know him, love him, Jeff Forrest. He had said that once and it stuck with me because that was his job. I mean, he's retired now, but he was like, I don't listen to any music. Once I leave here, he's like, I'm at the gym. So what do you listen to? He's like, audiobooks. Or
that's crazy to me.
Or nothing. Because he's like, I'll go into my car and listen to nothing. Because he's like, I'm here 8 hours, just music blaring on these big speakers. It's like, I want to hear nothing, man. I'm like,
dude, I feel it. So I don't know.
Oh, I'm waving. He's off. He's on your boy.
Oh, is he wandering around?
He's just looking through the window.
It's too funny.
It's like people like the camera. What the hell is he waving at? And also, like, you have a TV here. It's off camera. It's like, it's distracting me because I just like, oh, this is how dumb I am. If something's on TV, I'm like,
there's a lot.
Like, I'm like looking at a TV.
You're like, but man, this has been the same scene for like an hour straight.
When's something gonna happen?
Yeah.
Act 1 is slow.
Start seeing like my kid or the cat run across in the corner.
Yeah, he has like kind of a security or like a whatever camera in his studio, and there's a TV, and then
just GoPros.
I just look at it and I'm like, oh. Like, we were like I've said this before, but just having a band like, you know, hang out meeting or whatever at Adam's house one time. It's like we had gotten done, like finished an EP or whatever, so we're like hanging out, drinking beers or whatever. And then they're talking and like whatever, to like really like, oh, what about this? And then I'm just like, there was Rick and Morty on the TV. I'm like, I just tuned them out and watching a cartoon. I'm like, I am a dumb man. Anyways,
I feel like if it's something I've seen a lot of and I know the dialogue without it being turned up, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can recite every line. I mean, it's probably like some sort of isolated autism or something. Yeah. Like, I don't know, you know, we're all, what is it? We're all on the spectrum or something.
Put Spaceballs on, I'll recite it. Yeah.
Dude, for me, it's Kung Pao.
Yeah.
Kung Pao and Idiocracy. I'm just like, I can quote this entire movie.
Yeah. The Idiocracy. That's primo. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, listening to music. I'm like, yeah, I could see how that could burn people, you know, burn someone who's that's your job.
So, you know, basically, like I said, there's a period of like, you know, X amount of time, 4 or 5 years, whatever it was. I just didn't listen to anything outside. I was like, I'm gonna go chill. I'm gonna play a video game. The video game might have some music in it. I'm gonna turn the music in the video game completely off.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hear engine sounds or gun sound, whatever I'm playing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want the music at all.
That'd be great if you had it, and it's just like you still have it playing through a big sound system. It's like all you hear is like clear.
I did that for a minute.
And feel like, Sean's just relaxing.
so before I got the sub in here, I plugged the PlayStation, the PS5. I had the audio out going to the PreSonus.
Yeah.
And I bought the Neumann sub.
Yeah, and so you just
and I tried it once, and I was like, "Oh my god!" It was Call of Duty.
Okay, yeah.
And I just felt like I was getting launched off of my chair.
You're like, all right, I can have 12-year-olds call me the N-word and
yeah, right.
with the sub.
It's like, dude, take the microphone out of your mouth. I can hear your esophagus.
I love this.
So yeah, I don't know what changed. Probably last year, but I started noticing, one, when you're not listening to music that is being released or popular, you almost start to like lose touch with what current mixing techniques are.
Gotcha. Okay.
So like I realized that I had been drifting towards almost my own mixing style, for better or worse, and not paying attention to anything else.
I guess that could be, like you said, double-edged sword. It's less derivative, but also it's like your own.
It could be good,
but also maybe you're not.
I'm not winning any Grammys or whatever,
Or it also, I guess that could also be, it's like, too, you're not with it with the kids. What's happening now?
I'm not hip
with it, but then they change what it was.
You're out of style, old man.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think even just as a musician, we're both in bands and stuff like that. It's like, okay, that could also be too. It's like listening to whatever like the most popular pop punk bands are. Or
it can,
whatever. I'm like,
it can influence you.
I'm fine with not listening to that. I'm like,
you don't necessarily, you don't want to be emulating other styles, 100%, but you also don't not want to.
Yeah, I've been
like how would you know that the Mesa was your favorite amp if you didn't obsess over, the style of like 3 different bands?
And then too, it's like, well, I mean, maybe less pigeonholed now as what I like as opposed to when I was younger.
That's fair.
Now it's like what I'm listening to on Spotify can jump from, music wise could be, maybe it's a newer pop punk band. They're very old at this point. Wonder Years.
I love them.
I'm like, man, this is what the kid. I'm like, this album's fucking 10 years old,
dude.
The fuck?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the newest band I listen to. Or like, I was big on Frank Sinatra kick recently, and then I love just fucking J-pop, J-rock, anime music.
Okay.
I have no idea what they're saying, but I'm like, this is hell yeah.
Crazy. I never got into that.
Watched the Chainsaw Man movie. I'm just like, listening to the, the opening for that. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Dude, there's a, didn't you always have like anime stickers on your oranges too?
Yeah, no, I have them on my guitars and everything too.
That memory just came back to me right now.
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
And then I have like,
I've seen this somewhere
on my guitars too, which is cool because like some people will come up if they know what it is. They're like, oh, it's cool. Like I have, I guess, somewhat anime. I guess they did make an anime of it, of Nier Automata. Of 2B on my bass, and a lot of people who know the game, or that character, it's like, oh, talk to me about it. It's like, oh, people, there's just, it's a lot less of a stigma, like as opposed to 10 years ago. People, it's a popular medium, anime nowadays. And people are like, oh, we could talk about this. What do you like? Bah, 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 bah. And then to me, I'm like, yeah, I just like it. So I have like, for guitars, a lot of them have themes. So I'll pick like a character that matches the same color as those guitars, and like that's the sticker I put on there.
Fun. There is some thought process here.
You're like, God damn, Brian, that sucks.
No. I mean,
yeah. But anyways, it's like
I used to just think it was just like random anime. I mean, now that I know that there's a theme there, that's kind of cool.
There's some cartoon broad on there, huh? So, anyways, we are over an hour, but I still. Do you mind going long?
No. I don't care.
Cool. Still, I did want to hit on somewhat of a topic, which is nice catching up with Sean. I do want to pick your brain more topic-wise about kind of, because it is a job of yours running a studio. You record bands, you edit, you mix songs. I don't know if you're also doing any like video projects or something like that, or sometimes, but probably music mostly, right?
Yeah, mostly music. I've done like a little bit of mixing for like films and scoring, like some indie stuff.
Yeah. And then, but a lot of it would be, I think, to start off, ideally, you would like to have everything recorded here, or you have a hand in the recording.
Most
people would say like it's hard. Not that you would say this or your words, but I've heard it said. It's like, I don't want to polish someone else's turd.
I mean, hopefully, whatever I'm mixing isn't a turd in need of polishing to begin with.
Yeah, you get it.
Like, hopefully it's
ideally.
Hopefully it's good music.
A lot of people say like, oh, I want to have control of, the drum recording, vocals, and all stuff like that at my studio, because you know what you did.
I mean, for me, it's it's partial organization.
Yeah,
like I like to know that things are, when I open a session, it's going to be similar to what I would do.
Yeah,
unless it's already edited and I don't have to do any of that, which I would much prefer. Like if I'm going to mix somebody's music and they bring me unedited stuff, like the cost of your project just doubled.
Yeah.
Like the amount of time that goes into editing, people have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about like, that's going to be probably 75% of what you're paying for.
Yeah.
Versus mix time, which is at that point, just like an autopilot thing.
Ideally, you want to pay for the person's ear more than like, the computer edit process.
Well, yeah, not only that, like editing burns you out.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I love what I do, but when I have a full length, or God forbid, like 3 of them at the same time, is like this summer I did.
Yeah.
Dude, editing, you've almost just drone out. You become a machine. Like, obviously you're listening to what you're doing, but there's just so much of it.
I mean, the artist or recording or whatever, a full length, it's not just like, oh, this is 3 times as much. It feels like it's 10 times as much.
It really does.
Like, even though it's like 12 songs versus 4. It's like, no, it's like literally just 3 times, but it's like, God damn, this is so much more work.
It's just, because it's so much of the same thing, and then hopefully you're not dealing, with a full length, like not too often anyway, dealing with someone who wants every single song to have its own vibe and own sound.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place for that.
Yeah.
I hope your budget reflects what that is.
I'd say the last plain full length that we did was that. It was 10, 11 songs, and each one had a different feel.
Oh, man.
And it was a lot of, I did the guitar vocal tracking on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was, I don't know, more ambitious, I thought. It was fun to do. Mixing wise, Jeff was able to do it pretty quick because we have worked together for so long.
Right.
But it was also a lot. It was like some songs had, acoustic rhythm. Some had, for every song, like I chose a different bass.
Was it all edited prior to going to Jeff?
He edited the vocals, or like tuned the vocals.
Right.
But all the edits and like crossfades or whatever, it's like, here is like the track. You don't have to find like the correct bass, whatever. And if I needed to shift shit over or whatever, it was all kind of there.
That's good.
And then fades and all that pretty much. But it was a thing that I'm like, all right, well, he made it work. And then we did one where it's like the last, just in case, it was drums with Ben Moore. And then we took all the shit back, and then we did all the guitar, vocal, bass at my, bedroom studio. And then with that, I also, it's like, because I'm like, all right, maybe he's going to use this. I heard that's a very popular thing, which maybe, or not popular thing, but a thing that engineers mixing is DI guitar tracks.
100%.
So I did, the amp with the Mesa, and, Adam there, and I'm like, that's his sound, but it's like, well, here's a DI if you need to reamp it.
Sometimes it's not even for reamping. Sometimes you just want to be sure that what you're hearing is coming from a certain source, and that DI gives you an immediate way to kind of visualize what's coming from.
Yeah, and I heard like also if you need to tighten something up, you can see the DI is better than just like your wave.
Yeah. DI is a really good like guide track.
Mm-hmm. So I included that with everything, and then Ben didn't use them.
Sometimes it happens.
So I was like, oh, if you need to reamp, whatever. But he's like, no, I like it. It's fine. He's like, little bassy on the guitar, but he's just, all right, shelve that off.
Right.
Done.
I've had like 2 or 3 records come in at this point where the guitars were just unusable.
Okay.
They were using like Amplitude from like 2009 or something. It was just bad.
And then that is also to say, I guess, the latest plain EP that we've done.
Right.
And the latest, it was like 2019 that we recorded it.
How was it 6 years ago?
Still yet to be released, but I was like, okay, well, I want to get this done and out, and it's something like, oh, I can fuck around with it. I still have the sessions. I could do something with it, but I'm like, if this is ever going to get done, it's like, oh, talk to you about it. And I'm like, okay,
right.
You wanted to take on this project. This is something that you had no hand in recording it.
Right.
So in my head, I'm like, well, I feel like I did enough. I was like, okay, well, of some of the right things. I'm like, okay, my recording levels weren't too nuts. Kind of keep it at, what you want it to be like. To me, golden spot, -12, -9, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of dance around like -10 to -6 is my range.
Yeah.
If I go over -6, like it happens.
Yeah.
But like I try to. This is weird because I actually had a mixer semi recently ask my client why my levels were so low. They wanted to record everything here and then take it somewhere else to mix. It happens.
Yeah.
They were like, "Why are the levels so low?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, they're they're kind of hot for what they are.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm used to getting everything and they're like up around 0." And I was like,
"You shouldn't." Well, you shouldn't be.
Okay. Should they be mixing this with you?
Well, and then it was years ago because I always just got it to be like, if it sounds good, it's fine. I never really looked at levels and shit like that. I think I recorded a previous EP years ago, and I think we did some guitar tracking here with you for plain.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
you looked at it, it was like, wow, you're pretty much right there with your gain there, Brian.
Yeah.
Like you didn't clip anything, but
it was pretty hot.
It was all close. It's
I
like,
remember that.
it's like, oh, it's like, oh, the stove is hot. Well, I just wanted to make sure. It's like, I didn't touch it. It was like, it was like, okay. And that kind of, for me, I'm like, oh, well, what should it be?
I relate to that reference right now with the child.
The kid's like, don't touch it. It's hot. It's like, well, the kid, he's like 1, and he's like, well, let me reason with your dad. I want to see what hot really is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
he's right.
Ow.
Yeah. And then, so it was like, okay, from there, I'm like, I learned, and it's a process learning. So I'm like, okay, with this one, it was done years ago, but I still had that same, I'm like, okay, nothing too hot. I think I did send you DIs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I got everything with that.
Yeah, I did. I remember I did everything with the fractal. So, I guess that starting off, that's, this whole topic is loose here. It's like, what's good practice? Like something you'd like to see if you're a band recording something on your own. Cause a lot of times, people, it's not a secret. People are like, okay, drums are hard to record. Record drums in a bigger studio or some spot that can handle it for sure. And then take a lot of things. People are going to do them at home. With nowadays, we just talked about, 2 notes and shit like that. You can do all that in a bedroom. Some people maybe have a fractal, or like the HX Stomp is a great piece of equipment. They can do all that shit at home and then do vocals, grab your SM7 and then do that. Totally fine. And then take it to a studio. So if they're taking it to you, what are some things you'd like to see? Or some tips for somebody who's like, okay, well, I'm kind of getting into this. What can I do to make my best sounding recording? Obviously play the best or whatever, right? You'll go songs.
Yeah,
but,
obviously.
It's like, what can the...
So, I mean, there's, if you're recording, let's say you're recording drums elsewhere, or if you're recording them in your bedroom, whatever. You definitely want to have a controlled sound if it's drums. I'll just kind of like skim through every instrument here. Overheads in a tiny room are going to be terrible, almost inevitably. You can control them. There's like different plugins for like, room sounds and whatever. You can tame certain things, but if there's not some level of dampening somewhere, it's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever tried to record drums in a practice space.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of indicative of like a smaller room.
Yeah.
So like, I would suggest if you want your drums to sound good, take them somewhere, no matter what. That's like the one thing, unless you are experienced and you have done trial and error and you know how to make your drums sound the way you want.
Yeah.
At home, take them somewhere. always edit them before you track anything else.
Okay.
No matter what. If you're going to record guitars and bass at home, 100% give your guy DIs.
Okay.
Like you want to give your mixer DIs. Even if they don't use them, they just, you don't want your engineer to be working on something at, midnight, because that's when he's working. I'm speaking from experience here.
Yeah.
You don't want him to be there like midnight, 2 a.m. being like, this freaking band didn't give me this thing and I didn't open the session till now.
Yeah.
It happens. I would say probably give them a wet and dry mix of anything with and without effects.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's like a very specific sound you don't want them to change.
Yeah.
But even then, give them a wet and dry if possible. Unless if it's like you're running like a delay or something ahead, or like I like the Supermoon by Mr. Black.
Yeah.
And I can't get that to sound the way I want if I run it in post. So I have to run that in front of a preamp.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes there's certain sounds that you don't want your mixer to change. If you only give them a wet of that, just, hopefully it's obvious.
Yeah.
Or just say, hey, this is baked in. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want surprises,
Gotcha. Yeah,
that's like the biggest thing. And then, vocally, I much prefer to record vocals at home here at my studio. When I get vocals from elsewhere, they are all over the map. There's not like, there's either there's no real attention to the preamp levels, again, like we were talking about just now.
Yeah.
Or, the singer isn't consistently, in the same range. Yeah. I mean, there's proximity effect for one, but like, I just want the same volume.
Yeah.
Like proximity effect's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oop. Oh, we losing my mic. I'm hitting the button. Might be a little dirty.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
But, I think that's a big one. It's like, because even just having certain just mic control, some people like singers may not, I don't know. It's just,
I mean, you go through that live too, right?
Yeah.
Like live, you get a singer who's just all of a sudden, like they're up on the mic and they're being kind of quiet, and then they just start screaming, and you're like,
Yeah. And then just like different techniques that I'm like, I don't know. I've learned just from, I don't know, either, singing myself or even just like doing a podcast. Like one thing I always just hold the mic kind of up here so you don't get my breathing. There's certain things of like,
that's fair.
Even just singing vocally, I would have my vocal mic kind of here, and then if I was trying to like really belt it out, I would go not like completely off to the right of the mic. It would just a little bit, just so you're not getting
that makes sense
any breath. And then it's like, oh, that's things that like I'm like, oh, I know what I'm like.
It's just experience at that point.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, but I'm not a great singer.
That's like the pencil trick that you put in the front of the capsule.
Mm-hmm.
Like just kind of get rid of the sibilant.
That, and then also it's like, there could be things of like, oh, you think, like, oh, I crushed it on that, take. I'm like, damn, you're really.
So I mean, yeah, dude, and that's the thing. Like, I try to tell artists, like, yeah, you can record this at home.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to discourage that. I mean, hell, that's basically how I wound up where I am.
Yeah,
like trying to do everything myself and just trial and error. And I've found a way to do what I do and love what I do, and it, but there's something to be said about somebody else who is not your bandmate being at least in the vicinity to tell you, hey, maybe do another one.
Yeah.
Like even on guitars, like your guitars are, mostly there. There might be like the tiniest little harmonic, or, you had a bend that was slightly in there. And sometimes you want that. Sometimes it's like, I want the humanity in my music. Right.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's a part where that is absolutely unintentional, or it's not going to work, and you are so in the zone focused on rhythm, or maybe you're focused on not bending too hard and you're not focused on, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else has to be able to be like, hey, just do another one. I know you've already done 5 of these.
Yeah.
I just want one more option. You know, you keep doing this consistently in this spot for better or worse. I just want to try to find one where you're not doing that.
Yeah. And there's some more things I've never done that, like where you can like audition different parts or whatever. And I'm like in Pro Tools, I'm like, I've like where you're like, oh, play that.
Oh, where it goes through like all the playlists.
Yeah. And you have like 5 different like takes to choose from. I'm like, damn, I've still have more to learn in Pro Tools. And I'm like, oh, you can just do that. And I was like, oh, try it again. Do it. Like, when we recorded drums, he did that like 5 different takes of the same thing. I'm like, okay, got it. And he found the right one that worked.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
Like, he still has like, I'm like, oh, that's great. I'm like, but it didn't really, it was a smoother process. Like for me, I'm like, oh, I'd be like, do that again and like find the right one. I'm like, okay, well, I need to get better as an engineer, tracking myself, you know? But, you know, that's something to be said too. It's like having somebody said like, oh yeah, do that again. Cause
yeah,
I mean, to me, I'm like, I mean, depends on your band, how well you know the band members. I could say for, you know, like Plain and Just In Case, we don't have a problem. Like, hey, yeah, do that again.
Right.
Like, you know, I think maybe as you get older, you have less of an ego. Like it was a thing too. Like, you know,
or
yeah, like Adam has said to me, he's like, you know, we are at band practice, just practicing. And then to me, I'm like, I think it's a good thing. Like people say, damn, that's kind of what the fuck, kind of an ass. I'm like, he was like, you know, Brian, you're playing that really sloppy.
Right.
And he's like, I can hear your bass, your fingers on the string going, because I went from like fret, you know, 2 to 7 or 9 or whatever.
Right.
And then, so instead of like, you know, you can hear it go, your son. I can see him, you can't.
Hey, bud.
But, so, you know, to me, I'm like, that's constructive. Like I want to play it better. I don't want to be just sloppy. Like, oh, right. You take it or leave it, pal. Because to me, I'm like, I'm an adult. I know I can play better. And so really that was a thing too about playing better with your boxes. Like I need to know,
right?
You know, just, oh, hey, I can go to the 3rd string or the 2nd string and play it raw on the 2nd fret instead of having to like slide across the neck.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, well,
like you figure out a way to not.
Yeah, get smarter with
to not slide. You know,
smarter with your parts and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, play better. And it's like, well,
this is the entire rest of our episode here. Yeah. It's just him pointing at us.
And then, so it's, you know, that's in my own band, but it's like, okay, well, having somebody else do that too, it's like, also it's like bedside manner too. It's like you gotta, you also,
dude,
you probably have recorded some people that you beat them the first time. So you gotta like tread that lightly. Like, I don't know if saying this is I'm an ego maniac that I have in my studio, or you know, not that they could be.
Yeah. So I mean, I typically, you know, I wouldn't say I'm like a very abrasive person. I'm probably less abrasive than I was.
Yeah.
You know, 5-10 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, we're all, you know, getting a little like the teeth aren't as sharp as they used to be. Like when we were in our younger years, I'm sure we're
just
like
beaten down by years of editing,
like, or even just like in a band. There's like we all had the dreams of being a rock star, and now we're like, I just want to play music, man. I'm not.
I mean, dude, for me, like, you know, I'm probably on like year 15 of just playing in multiple bands.
Yeah,
I have no off switch.
Yeah,
so like I'm always doing way more than I should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think at a certain point, I just kind of like, you know, people are going to be who they're going to be.
Yeah.
And their experience with me in the studio isn't going to change that.
Yeah. They're not going to be a different person outside when they walk out.
I mean, you know, as a musician, they might leave here and be like, wow, I never thought of, you know, X before. I never, you know,
yeah,
I might have a lasting impact on them. I've had random people come in and be like, every time I hit this one chord, all I think about is you. Like your voice is in my head saying, play it again. That sucked. You're terrible. Look.
Yeah. And I've gotten a bunch of different ways. Like I had once like recording a friend of ours, not going to mention who it is. You say like, I don't fucking know, man. I can't make you a better guitarist. Just fucking do it again.
Dude.
Like that is not a good way to do it. And we did it again. Eventually I got it, but that didn't help me.
So
I can't make you a fucking better guitarist. Just do it again.
Just depending on who's in the room.
Yeah.
Like that comment goes over really well or really bad.
And it was not in jest. It was in earnest. I'm like, oh, so we just did it. But anyways, you just learned to just.
What's the turn down the suck?
Yeah.
Come on.
I've done it. Wasn't recording, but it was like I filled in bass for Hardly Human.
Right.
When I was like learning songs or whatever. Played it, and I'm like playing with just filling on bass, and so it's the 3 other guys who are in the band, and then we play it. And I'm like, okay, cool, and I'm like, I nailed it, I think. And then they're like, Steve looks, so what do you want to run it again, Gower? I'm like, God damn it! He just looks like
you want to tell me what I did wrong here?
Biggest smile, like trying to be like, here you go. Nice. Let's try it again.
Beautiful.
As opposed to like, that was bad. Let's do it again. And I'm like, all right, I know what that meant. But
I mean, dude, sometimes it just happens.
It is funny. But yeah, I think other tips you kind of already touched it. I wrote it down, but editing done. So edits as far as like even like cutting out, to me, I don't know, like to me is crossfades, cutting out dead whatever.
I mean, so, obviously stringed instrument, there's always like some sort of weirdness going on there.
Yeah.
Like there's always like your fingers are slightly scraping a string or even just like your input is slightly dirty and it picks up.
Yeah.
Something. So, cutting out that silence, definitely just making sure that you are either locked in with your drummer or obviously intentionally not locked in with your drummer and consistent about it.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many recordings come in where the kick drum and the bass are not friends, and it's like, are we doing this intentionally, or like, for instance, like I'll have bands come in and all they can play is quarter notes or eighth notes on the bass, and I'm like, respectfully, dude, you're not a bassist.
Well, I honestly would say I haven't noticed that, as opposed to maybe the last like maybe 5-10 years or whatever of me playing bass. I actually noticed something. Oh, I'm locking in better. Yeah. Sometimes it would be I would play bass like a guitarist, where I'm playing the same rhythm as the guitarist. And to me, I'm
sometimes like, that needs to happen,
and it does. It would be like a really cool. But now I'm like, I mean, again, I'm just recalling back to just in case, but there was a part I was recording bass. I'm like, I played exactly what Adam did because that's how I played it at practice, and it sounded like shit. Because I'm like, he goes, and then he does the whole. I was do.
They get muddy on bass real quick,
and then so I was like, well, why does it sound like shit? And I was like, oh, I need to go ba ba da ba 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 da ba, as opposed to and I'm like, I need to play less. So I'm locking in with the kick. I'm like, well, I'm becoming a bassist.
So like in the mix,
yeah. But some people, I mean, like,
it's almost like the kick is taking over the attack of your bass.
Yeah.
So like you don't always need that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, for instance, for me, like when you're playing like that punk gallop where it's like, there's that kind of jump, the skip beat to it rather than just straight double kick the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, I noticed that you were with guitar, like Adam will do da 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 for like the double time stuff.
Right.
When I'm like, oh, well, bass needs to go da 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 to match with the drummer.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's a different part. Where I'm like, oh, I think differently now.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, sometimes you go back and you look at the guitar and you're like, oh wow, maybe you should be doing what the bass is doing.
Well,
it definitely happens.
Super specific again to that to match with the kick. I think when I filled in for Nothing Sacred on bass,
yeah,
and when I was learning the songs and we were practicing, I was just staring at Kyoki, and at a certain thing for a kick. At a certain point, he was just like. We knew each other, but he's like, why is this dude just staring at me? So I was looking which it looked like I was just looking at his junk, but it was just like, it was just his legs, because I was watching his kick. I'm like locking it, and he's just like, and we're even closer than you and I are now, and I'm just like,
I feel like I remember this conversation.
He's just like,
I feel like I remember you guys having a moment.
It's like, his first time really meeting Brian. He's kind of a quirky guy.
Yeah, man, he's just staring at my crotch the whole time.
But I mean, I was like locking in, and once I think it breached it, I was like, oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to lock in.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Lock in, baby. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's a good looking kid. But yeah, that's kind of it. I guess anything else you want to mention? A note that I had is Logic sucks, right?
Not my. not my thing.
I just recently got it. I hate it.
Are your shortcuts all different?
They're all fucking different. All like it looks all weird and shit. Currently all I'm using it for. I haven't used it to track any music. I have my old laptop. It's 2017 MacBook. It's old now.
Outdated by Mac standards.
Yeah, and then
it's a year and a half old.
My new computer is a Mac Mini. Just I like it. I'm a Mac guy.
Yeah.
And it was like, fuck. Well, I dislike because I'm not really professional. I'm not making any money on this. Recording wise stuff, so I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do this sub of Pro Tools or whatever, or you buy a new perpetual license. I'm like, so
that's fair,
because I got 2020 and then it was done, so it's still I can use it, but I can't
for the perpetual.
Yeah, and I can't do it.
Upgrade.
Can't do any updates. So guess what? It does not talk to new OS or whatever.
Yeah, so I've heard that too.
I have like old OS on my laptop and Pro Tools 2020, and so that's been my until that thing dies. I'm like, okay. That's my Pro Tools machine, but like all the edits I've been doing music and stuff like that wise is through Logic. I hate it. And it's just a podcast. So all I had to do is maybe cut out a couple things. If I, go on, a tirade and a bunch of slurs, I got to cut all that out. But it's not a whole lot of editing, but I
don't
still
want the world knowing that exists.
Yeah. I hate it still, but I'm just getting used to it. I mean, you're a Pro Tools guy, but if somebody came with Logic sessions, is that going to be a real bitch?
I mean, I can find my way around any DAW with enough time, but my shortcuts are going to be all kinds of messed up.
Mm-hmm. But a lot of times, I guess they would just bounce down stems and just set it.
I guess that's another thing to kind of real quick double back to the mixing stuff. It's like if you're going to send someone sessions, take all your plugins out. Unless something is very specific and it's a very common plugin, ditch them all.
Yeah, because I haven't done the whole stem thing yet, but I know like labeling that has got to be really important from what I've seen or heard.
Yeah, well, I mean,
but the sessions too.
Well, the session. Well, I mean, yeah, organize your shit in general.
Just name it for something that you can actually know what the hell it is,
dude. I could probably go on a rant, so let's not go down that.
I guess with mine that I sent you, I guess they were named after people, but at least that's Kyle and Brian.
But on top of that,
but it's like if you didn't know who Kyle and Brian are, you're like, who the fuck?
But it says guitar.
Yeah.
The vocals. I actually prefer that.
Yeah.
I don't need it to say like vocal 1, vocal 2, vocal 3. It's like if it's a different vocalist, label that. Mm-hmm. Like I want to know that. So regardless of whether I know you guys or not, like I do appreciate that. I don't know. So the most common thing for me when someone bounces out stems is I will get stems that, so I know Logic does this maybe by default, or maybe there's just like a setting that people use. When you don't make a selection, it only bounces out where that data falls in the track. So I'll get stems and then have to try to line up.
Oh my God.
Like, so I get a lead guitar that's supposed to start on bar 84.
Yeah.
But it's importing at the beginning of the session. Because I only got that data. And on top of that, it's offset by whatever fade they had on it. So it doesn't even line up with the click.
That sucks.
Dude, it's chaotic.
Yeah.
So like I have to, I have a PDF that I made that I send out to people when they want to record with me. I'm like, if it doesn't meet these guidelines, I'm literally going to just send you an email that says try again.
Yeah.
It's not usable in its current form.
Yeah. Because I've been the 3 people I have sent my tracks to. So you, Ben, and Jeff.
Right.
They've all done Pro Tools. So I just give you the session. To me, that seems the easiest. You just open it up and then.
Yeah, that's fine. I would say,
have at it.
Having your sessions fairly fresh in my mind. There was a couple like UA plugins that were still enabled.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't use them.
Mm-hmm.
I had.
Oh yeah, I
had 2 of them.
I think I'd said like, oh, these are just for me. You delete all.
It was like the Ampeg channel strip or
whatever.
There was like a Century something in there. It's like the Neve.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
I think when I sent you just my like blast mixes or whatever, it's like, what the hell is up with that snare? I'm like, I was just trying stuff.
Yeah, it was
like that snare, huh?
It was pretty aggressive.
I'm like, well, I had I think I just got my Apollo, and I was like, well, it comes with plugins. Let me just throw stuff at it and see what works. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
And then it didn't. Some stuff was like
15
wild.
decibels of reduction. It's just getting slammed.
Yeah. But yeah, I always wondered, with that, like to me, that's what's, I mean, Pro Tools sucks in a regard that it costs money. At a certain point, you have to have a subscription to get monthly updates or whatever. But it's, it's a standard for a fucking reason. Like I said, 3 different studios, 3 different engineers all had it, and that wasn't an issue.
I mean, should it still be the industry standard? Probably not.
No.
But it works
and then,
unless you update it.
Well,
like if you update it, now something might not work.
Yeah. Until the next 0.0 update or whatever. And then, but to me, I'm like, okay, that makes it easier. Because, I mean, somewhat, to say is like, oh, the reason I got Logic is because, like, it's mine. I don't see myself. I just spend all this fucking money on this computer. I don't see hopefully, don't have to stray away from it. But I could see if I got another Mac or whatever, I just still own it. It just goes. And Logic is Apple product for Apple product.
And theoretically backwards compatible.
Should be working for all of them.
Until they update your plugins somehow. Yeah.
I haven't got to the point where I heard this is a fucking bitch. I haven't done it yet. Waves plugins. I have like a handful of Waves plugins. I like them. I bought them. And I heard that like
some of them are incompatible.
Yeah.
It's a weird, like,
I think Brian had that issue with his Logic.
What are we on now? Like M5? Like the chip?
I don't remember. I think M4 is what I have.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how fast Apple stuff changes.
Yeah.
I remember the M2 being a huge problem. When they changed to like silicone chips or something.
Something. Yeah.
Something weird. And that in my mind is so fresh that when someone said they were on like M4 or M5 now.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, the M2 problem hasn't even been solved.
Really?
That was like, I think it's like, like 99% solved.
Yeah.
But then they had another problem with M3s.
Yeah.
And there's an incompatibility with plugins in M3s. And I'm like, dude, if this
I know
is going to happen.
There was some, Apollo shit that didn't, it's like, hey, don't update your Apollo shit.
Dude, no, I've gotten that update too. Like,
and
I'm on Windows.
Yeah.
So like every once in a while they'll put out an update. They're like, oh crap, we bricked a lot of crap.
Oh, what was that? I have it and I can download it. You have UAD shit too, right? What's their DAW?
Oh, Luna.
Do you ever use that? I heard it's like marrying Pro Tools and Logic.
Yeah, I didn't at first because it wasn't available for Windows when they originally released it. Mm-hmm. So I have not given it a chance.
Yeah. It was I don't know, something like it was I remember it was during, the pandemic or whatever. They did like a Logic like free trial for like 3-4 months or whatever for people who are at home. And I was like, oh, let me try this. And I was like, I opened it up and I was just pissed. I'm like, this isn't like Pro Tools. And so it's like my buddy's like, oh, you have 3 months or whatever to learn it. You might like it. I'm like, no. Deleted it.
Damn.
Deleted it.
I mean,
until like I just recently bought it because I'm like, okay, bought my new computer. Already fucking you're getting me. I'm like just what's another $200? Let me just get the license for that. And then to me, I'm like, I can speak to some Apple shit that I really like. Right. I love Final Cut Pro for video editing.
Yeah.
And then I think it's Apple is like Affinity. So like their version of like Illustrator and Photoshop.
Okay.
I love it. It's the same thing. You buy it, you own it.
I didn't even know that existed.
And like to me, I'm like, okay, well, who's to say I can't learn to like Logic stuff? It's been
I mean, dude, there's a lot of pro studios that are full Logic.
I'm 6 months in, I fucking still hate it. And I just use it because I have it. The thing is, I'm like, I'm still like, it took me to a little bit, because I had in Pro Tools for just for a podcast, I had it just turnkey. Everything, I just dumped my waves in there.
Oh yeah,
they were all my plugins, everything setting done, and I'm like, why did I'm a creature of habit. I don't want to change this, and I was like, they sounded good.
Especially if there's like track recall now, like you can do like recall presets on tracks.
Yeah,
so like you can save a blank track with all the plugins that you would want for any given process, and just recall that without affecting the track itself. Session or track
or session templates or whatever the fuck it was called.
Right.
Like I have them for podcasts. I love them. It's like and they're all, you just use all the Pro Tools stock plugins. I don't use anything Waves or third party, and they're awesome. It's got EQ, got your.
You don't need to.
Yeah, compressor and.
I'm a Fab Filter guy, so like dude, if I had one desert island plugin, it's got to be Fab Filter.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into those, but I see them.
Pro Q4 now is crazy.
You know, like I have bought so many plugins I haven't used.
Right.
That's why I'm like, I'm fine. And then
it's like me and pedals. Like I'll buy 1 million pedals. I'll try all this stuff out, and then
a lot of times I really liked and still like the Pro Tools stock shit. Just like your 7-band EQ, great, it fucking works. And then and then again, I'm doing this mostly. And yeah, I was like, oh, I got my master was just to throw the maximum on there plug-in, and I had it, and I'm like, well, somebody had once said, buddy Steve from 60 Cycles, like, oh, something with like, or yeah, he was saying like, oh, some podcasts aren't that loud, and I'm like, well, fuck that, I'm turning my shit up, and I became like the Tone Jerks was like the loudest one without clipping, and like people were like, damn, it sounds like a rock album.
Just like mastering it.
I was like, oh, I mean, just master, make it loud. How do you do that? I'm like, well, I just turn this fucking plug-in up and it's loud as shit now, and then I can't.
It's literally just called max volume.
Yeah, and I can't. I haven't got that plug-in on Logic yet, so I'm still trying to get the volume up. And I'm like,
it's just a limiter.
Loudness wars in podcasting. But yeah, we're coming up on 2 hours here. Let's bring it in for a landing. There's yeah, you got anything you want to plug? This actually, we're gonna try and get this out on Friday, the Halloween. So
nice.
Actually, so
just the studio, Clarity Recordings, clarityrecordings.com. All the social platforms were at Clarity Recordings except for Twitter or X or whatever the hell we call that these days.
Mm.
I don't even remember what my handle is on there. I don't use it, so I don't care.
Yeah.
I got a couple projects right now. Really the main one is the Wasting Light.
Mm-hmm.
And we're playing. We got a show November 14th.
Yeah,
the Holding Company.
Yeah, you're playing with the Rogue Stereo, right?
Yeah, Rogue Stereo, Dream Desire, One Zone Haven, and Out Cold.
Yeah, and then I didn't intro you in this because we kind of talked about it in the last episode. But yeah, some of your bands, and we were talking a little bit back and forth. Of your catalog, your discography of your old bands, definitely they're on Spotify. I'd say check them out. There's I'll link them.
There's a
Stereo Summer.
Was
a big one. That was like back like our heyday, playing a lot of shows together. Playing in stereo.
Yeah, Stereo Summer. I mean, if we're going, the list is. I think I did a count recently. It's like 27 bands.
Yeah. Well, and then some other notable ones that you did record here was. Everybody knows.
Short Stories, The Califaction, Nothing Sacred,
yeah.
And The Wasting Light. Everything was done here. I joined the band after I recorded the full length, which was kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah. You're like, oh, I spent so much time with it. I like the
songs.
Well,
I got all these songs that we just did.
Yeah.
You know any guitarists?
Like,
I was like, no.
Me.
I'll play bass. I couldn't find a bassist. I guess I'll play guitar.
Yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, no, I'm gonna link all those. Do a little, link the tickets for the show or anything in the show notes there. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast. And then again, also Clarity Recording. So if you're in San Diego, you can track here, and if you're not, you can get your sessions right. You can send some contact Sean to do some mixing.
Yeah, send me some stuff.
Yeah. And then, so just thanks for tuning in. And if you like what you hear, you can follow along on social media. We're on Instagram, being more active over there. At the Tone Jerks, we're on Facebook. We have a Facebook group. Link in the description below. We have a page. You can like it. I don't do anything over there. It's just kind of a dump from the Instagram, but you can like it. And then we have a YouTube channel. So if you want to watch a podcast where people sit down and talk, link into the description there. Give us a sub. Give us a dom over there. I'll be doing more videos over there. I'm kind of getting back into the mood. Maybe do some videos on, like I've been talking about it. I should just fucking do it. Going over our in-ear board for a band. It seems to be a hit every time we play. Somebody's like, what the hell is that?
A little robot on stage.
Yeah, little tiny. It's not even like a rack. It's one board, and it looks
wild.
Yeah, I'll have to. Well,
yeah. I might tune into that one just to see what the hell you guys are using.
And then, so I'll be doing some more videos, so give us a sub over there. And if you really like the show, you can help support us on Patreon over there, patreon.com/thetonejerks. So we're posting, for as little as $1 a month, you can help support the show, but we're posting extra episodes every week. So if we miss an episode here on the main, we have it on that. So you get your bonus episodes over there. Behind the paywall, we're allowed to be bad over there. it's fun. So you can get extra episode every week for $2 a month, and then just for the support, we're going to give you a huge shout out. And I say I'm gonna punch Kyle in here. He's gonna read out some names, give some shout outs.
And then like a cardboard cutout behind you.
Here we go. Kyle, you got a list over there?
I got it right here.
Why don't you give it to me?
I got Andrew Walsh from Andrew's Alcove and the Red 4 synth project. God,
oh, yeah.
Damn it. Start from the top.
Welcome to the Tone Jerks podcast.
You had Abe Newman, Michael Newman, Nicholas Payson, Nicholas Ogburn, Doug King, Joe from the Like Mind Network, Masters of the Cinematic Universe, and also the Just Surprise Me podcast. You got RJ Smith from Televised Neon, Telly Talks. We got Jamie Davis, Johnny Ray, Shitter and Hitter, Johnny Ray. Steve Rao from 60 Cycle Hum. Kevin Equitz from Equitz Guitars. Co Schneider from the band Night Tides. He's from a lot of other things. He's from San Diego, too. Alvaro Viramontes. Look him up.
Let's dox
him. He's not there anymore, though. Yeah, dox him. Alvaro Viramontes. Brian Nutter of Nutter Guitars. Mel Chipson of Chipson Guitars.
Ooh, what if there was like a dachshund that would dox people?
Damn. Spelled D-O-X.
He's just on the online.
Trying to, slander people.
Yeah.
Mel Chipson of Chipson Guitars. Sean Arbo from Gun Street Wiring Shop. Sean Fahey for the band Shadowhounds. Sean Wright from Lollygagger Effects. Juan Ortiz from Tone Hungry Effects. Mike Oxbig, thanks for asking.
Mm-hmm.
Denny Whacked It.
Oh, yeah.
That's extracurricular activities. Zach Hale. Scott Hamilton from the Effects Loop podcast. Matthew Fenslaw. Matthew Davis. Chase Stevens. And Pete from over there.
Kyle, thank you very much. And Kyle, he'll be on next week. So I know we've had a couple episodes without Kyle. He's not gone. He just, he's out there in Texas way. He's a little busy there. So, So thanks, Kyle, for reading those names. And thank you for tuning in again. And thank you, Sean, for having me. Thanks for coming back on the show. And if this comes out, then I didn't delete it. We'll see you next time. We love you. Bye-bye.